Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on Average J's Camping. Headed back to the norm, but it's not norm. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Headed back to 44 North, Margaret's Pond. I had winter plans twice for Margaret's Pond, and the weather is just not cooperating with me this winter. Most people are happy when it's 55, 60 degrees in February in Wisconsin. Not this guy. The reason I keep going back to Margaret's Pond is obviously I have the ice fishing shanty. I want to set it up in the middle of the frozen pond. And when I'm up there by myself and it's warm like this, I can't trust the ice. Not trying to die doing something stupid. But we are looking at temps in the mid-30s, mid-40s this weekend. It was just 55 yesterday, I think, here in Milwaukee. And it's going to be in the 60s come Tuesday again. So I'm expecting massive blizzards in March and April when I want to spring camp and not winter camp. But roll with the punches. I can't control the weather, and if you've watched past videos, the weather gods are out to get me when it comes to camping. So nothing special planned for this weekend overall. I do have some Temu items. Temu. Super Bowl commercial taught me that Temu is not the way to pronounce it. It's Temu. So got some Temu products I want to go over. Got a new tool from Harbor Freight I just picked up yesterday. Excited to give that a whirl. But yeah, it's just going to be a mental cleansing weekend of me and a whole bunch of Coors Banquet and some good old tunes and peace and quiet in the woods when the tunes ain't on and just no one around to bother me. Matt's not going to be around tonight when I get there. He's not going to be around all day tomorrow. Should see him tomorrow afternoon. He did say he was going to let me check out the maple syrup processing that he does. I guess this is the season for it. Not a maple syrup expert. I just eat the stuff. But that'll be exciting, kind of see, you guys have seen in past videos, the blue hoses everywhere. That's all maple syrup. It's all vacuum processed, instead of the old school way of tapping each tree individually and carrying buckets. It's all hoses that bring it right back to one central location. And so that'll be neat from a mechanical standpoint and from like a nature standpoint, the two meeting. But yeah, first things first though, I got to go into this place, put in my 8.5 hours before I can hit the road at 4:30. So stick around. Hopefully I'll make something exciting out of this one. Maybe I'll surprise you. Maybe I'll surprise myself. But we'll see you later. All right, a slightly delayed second segment to this video. Ran a little bit behind, just got here. It is 8:31 p.m. Friday night here at Margaret's Pond. Got fire going. Not being as stubborn as it was the last time around. But I did have some extra cardboard from a new toy that I bought that I will show you tomorrow once it's daylight. Tested it out really quick. It works. So when that video comes out, see if you like it or not. Maybe for you, may not. I may do a separate video on it. Who knows? So keep an eye open for it. I'll let you know tomorrow in this video whether, you're either going to see it or I'll tell you it'll be another video. Breaking a serious camper cardinal rule this evening. I have not set up anything other than my chair and gathered all my things. Got my beer here to the side of me. Got my beer holder pounded into the ground. That was a trick in frozen ground, but once it got in there a couple inches, got past the frost line, went right in. So that's there. Got a nice, let's see if I can catch this, full moon in the sky tonight. So I'll get my fix of that while after I turn my video lights off. Flying solo again this weekend. My nephew Max was supposed to come with me. He couldn't make it, due to a family emergency on his wife's side. It's not my business to discuss his business on YouTube, so as far as I'll go is say I completely understand. If roles were reversed, I wouldn't be here. So we'll see you next time, kid. But yeah, so we're going to get this party started. I'll get my tent set up as the night goes on. Again, breaking a huge cardinal rule. You're supposed to set all up before you get into the partying. And we should probably keep an eye on the microphone too. May have to redo this segment. We'll see how it sounds when I rewatch it. But ice cold Coors Banquet. Cracked open, first beer of the night. Gonna get the tunes going here in a second. Fire is going, beers are cracked. Why am I burping already? I haven't even taken a sip of beer. But let's get Friday started. It's gonna be a late night with a late start. 8:30 first beer. Wouldn't be surprised if I make it till 3, 4 in the morning tonight. Stick around, stay tuned. Alright guys, segment number 3 to this video here. It is currently 10:27. I've been here for 2 hours. I am currently on beer 4 or 5. Doesn't matter, so I'm not going anywhere. I did set up my tent, so that's all set up there. You'll get a better look at that tomorrow morning when the sun's up. But good thing I set it up when I was still relatively sober, because something got turned inside out. I don't know. It's worked well for me. It's a great tent, or ice fishing shanty. Haven't gotten it out on the ice yet. Don't want to. I'm looking at a frozen pond, but I'm not walking out there. But yeah, just the hub style tent with the pull out and the spring action, like they don't fold up right, they don't fold out right. You watch videos on YouTube and these guys do them in like 30 seconds, and it's like, why do I have to throw mine all over the ground and get mad to finally get it set up? I don't know. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's the fact that it's the cheapest one money could buy at the time. I think I paid like $125 for it or something like that. Looking at the other tents and the other hammocks and everything I've purchased, like I buy a tent that goes up perfectly fine for $20, but a $125 ice fishing shanty wants to fight me every damn time. But I did need it up because it is a little chilly. As you see here, it is currently 15 degrees where I'm at, close to Wittenberg, Wisconsin. It is going to get down to about 10. But as soon as the sun comes up, it starts warming up pretty fast. We're looking at mid-30s tomorrow. Excuse me. At least I have a reason to burp now. I've got a bunch of beer in me. Tomorrow is a high of 36, low of 28. If you can see that, I don't know. It's weird how like one screen bleeds out and the other one doesn't. I don't know. But a high of 36, low of 28 for tomorrow. Sunday, high of 49. So Sunday when I wake up, I'm looking at the forecast right now. I'm going to be packing up and going home somewhere in the mid to upper 40s. So I guess I'll take this with a grain of salt. The entire weekend's not winter camping, but at least I'm getting in a nice cold night tonight, which is what I wanted. People think I'm nuts. People think I'm, unhinged because I want to do this, but it's a challenge, and it's really not even that much of a challenge. You build a fire like this, you stay warm. You can't be cold next to a fire that looks like that. You insane? Snagged on my cord there. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even have to turn on the one lantern because my fire's blazing so good. I'm lit pretty well by that. No big plans on tomorrow other than, a bunch of beer mimosas. I got a 24 pack of Coors. And the wife gets mad when I take up too much room in the fridge with beer versus like food and milk and a bunch of other shit that doesn't belong in the cold box when you got a bunch of beer. Uber Eats, people. Uber Eats. You don't need food in your fridge. You can live. Well, maybe a gallon of milk to help out the boxes of cereal you got on the shelf on the other side of the kitchen. But I just wanted to check in here with a quick update. I'm doing all right. Got a couple hot hands, in my pocket here. Doing well. Hanging out. I'm currently watching Filmage. Filmage. Documentary, just like last time. This is a documentary about the Descendants and all. If you're not familiar with the Descendants, they are basically the creators of pop punk without trying to be the creators of pop punk. And All is the same band with a different singer, while Milo from the Descendants went and got 3 PhDs. So if you think punk rockers are dumb and we don't have a brain, we think we just don't have time for your standards and your rules and your steps you're supposed to take in life. Milo Aukerman is proof. Dr. Milo Aukerman, 3 times over. So check out that hey, I just said punk rockers are smart and then stumbled on words. Check out that documentary, Filmage. Oh, I got a text message. But check that out. It's on Tubi. It's free. It's called Filmage, Filmage. The story of the Descendants and all. Check it out. Other than that, I'm going to get back to that documentary. Probably check this text message that just came through. And we'll see you in an hour or so. Maybe 2. Who knows? I'm tearing it up. I'm going for it. I'm awake. I got this pile of firewood over here. There ain't no stopping me with that. No. I may have to get more tomorrow. I may not. We'll see. I'll probably run into town tomorrow. But who knows? Just rolling with the punches for now because that's what camping weekends are all about. Don't make plans. Don't make decisions. Do what you want. Just roll with it. If you want rules and you want plans, take your ass to work. They pay you for that, to have rules and plans. When you're out here in the woods all by your goddamn self, don't make any rules. Don't make any plans. Do what you want. And what I want is to get back to that documentary and finish it up. I got 20 minutes left. I got a bunch of beer left. We'll see you in a bit. All right, it is the 105 update. Friday night, Saturday morning, however you care to look at 105 a.m. I figured I'd go over what's for dinner tonight. And that's over here in this bag. Now, I did make a spontaneous stop on the way up. And I should have bought more, but I walked in 10 minutes before closing, and I was really there for one thing, even though they have a bunch of amazing things. But I stopped at Held's Meat Market in Slinger, Wisconsin, because I know what mustards Quick Trip has, and I need to add to my mustard collection. So I picked up these 2. Dill mustard and jalapeno mustard. Both from Lakesides. Again, didn't have a whole lot of time to shop around. Really trying not to be that guy. But I didn't want either of the two mustards that Quick Trip offers. And they're right off the freeway. And normally I would pick up a pound of beef jerky and some other things. Hell's Meat Market, Slinger, Wisconsin. If you've never been there, you're missing out. Figure that out. But anyway, so there's my two mustards for tonight. That should give you, foreshadowing to what's coming. So, French rolls, I think they're called. Yep, French rolls, Quick Trip. They're kind of half warm, might be a little soggy. Been trying to keep them close to the fire to keep them from the frozen to wet stage, but I don't know. I'll live. Won't kill me. Unfortunately, the Quick Trip in Clintonville didn't have my traditional jalapeno and cheddars, so I ended up with the better cheddar smoked sausage. We'll see how that goes. It is what it is, but that's what's on, dinner for tonight. That's what's on the plate. A couple better cheddars. I'm going to do one with one mustard, one with the other. If I want to eat a third one, I'll eat a third one because I'm camping. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. I'm out here by myself. I'm going to eat when I'm hungry. I'm going to sleep when I'm tired. I'm going to drink beer when I'm thirsty. We'll see you in a bit. Or probably the morning. Nah, we'll see you in the tent. 3 a.m. Betty Bye time. I'm tucked away in the ice fishing shanty, if you couldn't tell from all the blue. Got the Mr. Buddy heater going on over here. It's on high right now, pretty toasty. But the heater itself isn't too warm because the fan on top is really, really, really blowing, which is circulating a good amount of air through here. So it's cozy, but it's not like super warm. Normally I sleep with it on low, but I just turned it on high to get everything really warmed up before I came in here. But now that it's going on high and I see how it's working with that stovetop fan now, I'll put some thinking into it. Let you know how that turned out in the morning, whether I turned it back down to low or if I just left it on high all night. I got a brand new tank of propane, so I'm not too worried about running out. I think a full tank of propane will run this thing for like 20 hours on high or something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but whatever it is, it's a brand new tank. I'm completely safe to run it on high for the whole night and not run out of propane. But yeah, just brought everything in here with me that couldn't freeze. All the liquids, foods, power banks that I'd rather not stay out in the cold, yada yada. And we're just gonna, bundle up for the night. Not even bundle up because it's cozy as hell in here. Watch something on the phone and catch some shut-eye. Do this all again tomorrow. See you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. Here from 44 North, Margaret's Pond. I am out here in the drive part. That's where I normally start videos. I'm not going to do a tour of the site. You've seen it. I've been here before. I'll be back here again. The only thing missing is my Average J's camping garden flag. It is in the car, but I think I bent it enough last night trying to get it into the frozen ground. There's no other campers here this weekend anyway to see it, so it is not on display this trip. I'm going to have to think that through for winter, because I'd like to display it, but again, it's an advertising thing. So if nobody else is here, no one's going to see it. No advertising will be had. Well, we'll come back here. Slept really well last night. Don't have much of a condensation thing going on. I think keeping the heater on high all night with that stovetop fan really going actually did something. It also used a hell of a lot of propane, so I think I've got enough going on for another night. But tonight's not supposed to be nearly as cold, so if I run out of propane towards the morning, I'll be perfectly okay in my sleeping bag with a couple of hot hands. The pond is a crackin' and a poppin'. Last night it was making some noise. It sounded really distant, but now that I've been awake for a little bit here, it's definitely this pond right in front of me that's doing all the noise. So yeah, there's no going out on that. There's no walking out on that. There's no putting my ice fishing shanty out on that, which has been the plan these last two trips. You know, I would like to put my tent right there and camp in the middle of the pond, but nope, not gonna happen. Ain't gonna do it, especially with all the noise it's making. And if you get close to the edge, you can see there's a whole lot of thawed water along the edge. So yeah, walking out there would just be death. Weber Grill update. Something's still living in there. It jumped out last night, took one look at me, jumped right back in, and then stuck his head out and stared at me. So, tried to reason with it, told it, you know, if it didn't bother me, I wouldn't bother it. Get back in your home. So, the new toy for the weekend, and I did decide that I'm going to make a separate video of it just so I can name drop. Because my most popular video is my crappy sleeping bag review I did when I got my current sleeping bag. And I think that's mainly because I dropped a name and review, and you know, that got out to people. So for the sake of algorithms and views, I'm going to make a separate video, but let's go ahead and show you really quickly. This is my Harbor Freight manual side slide log splitter. Paid $22 for it. Used it briefly last night. Didn't really need to. I did get this for two reasons. I'll go into more detail. But you know, usually Matt sets me up really fat with firewood, but due to the incredible price that he gives me, I do get a lot of whole logs usually, which work if the fire is going, but to get the fire going, you need to split them up. This time around, he gave me a lot of split wood, so I didn't really need it, but I used it anyway just to try it out, and it does work. But watch out for that video. Give it a look if you want further details. My other friend Matt, who made the beer holder for me, that thing, even though the garden flag didn't go into the ground, that thing went right into the ground because, well, it's way beefier than my garden flag stand. But this is what we're looking at. I did set the tent up in a different place this time around. Just figured why walk way over to the sand pad when I really don't need the sand pad because, well, I sleep in a chair when it's wintertime, so that's taken care of. But at this point, I think I'm going to head over to ye old BP gas station, pick up some breakfast, maybe a hot coffee, who knows, and we'll be back with you later. Welcome back, everyone. It is the 2 p.m. update here, Saturday, February 24th, 2024. You all know Margaret's Pond, 44 North, loving it. Always do, always have. The guys are processing maple syrup. I saw that when I pulled in. I had to hit the honesty box stash for another little bundle of firewood. May have to go back later on tonight for another bundle, but it is what it is. It's wintertime. It's cold. I probably burned more wood last night than I thought I was going to, and when you get here that late and you're up till 3, almost 4 o'clock in the morning, you're going to go through some wood. But it is what it is. Like I said, we're pushing forward. After my last segment, I decided that I did not want gas station coffee. I wanted a nice, good espresso. So, closest espresso to me was approximately 17 miles away in Burnhamwood, Wisconsin. I ended up at Delightfully Dished with Emma Kate's Coffee House, and it was amazing. I got a sandwich while I was there too. Super friendly staff. Nice little quaint coffee house set up like a living room, TV, couches, nice chairs. I had a turkey, egg, pepper jack breakfast sandwich, croissant, or croissant if you're French. Delicious. Oh, it was bomb. I wish it wasn't 2.5 hours away from my house, 3 hours away from my house, depending on traffic. But yeah, if you're ever in the Burnhamwood, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Pronouncing it how it's spelled. If you're ever up in that area, go ahead and give Emma Kate's Coffee House a try. I highly recommend it if you're in the area. Beats the hell out of Starbucks. But anyway, let me pull up the weather here. 2:02 p.m. Let me change it. According to the weather app, it is 30 degrees right now. I don't know if it's the sun having a factor, but it feels warmer than 30. Or the fact that last night was 10, 30 just feels that much warmer. If not for the wind, I would have my hood down. But it is not cold enough for a beanie, but it's not quite warm enough to not have a hood on. So, good thing we have those happy mediums in life. Looks like I got a Brewers game coming up in 8 minutes. That's normally a summertime tradition of mine, to sit here and watch a Brewers game. But I guess in February I could check out a spring training game. Now this is weird. My little screen, not the app, says it's 35. There's that wind I was telling you about. If it's coming through the mic, my apologies. This says 35, but still, it's kind of cold. It is what it is. We're loving it. Got my speakers all set up, ready to go. Got my headlamp charging. I carry several headlamps, but I got to get better batteries into my 2 good ones. And I only mean good by the fact that they're bright and awesome. But when the battery is dead, the battery is dead. There's no warning. They just shut off. And they don't last all that terribly long. So don't go for any nighttime hikes with those unless you bring a spare. So yeah, I got batteries. I just have to take the time to get better batteries in there. Those headlamps were from Temu, so obviously that's where they're going to cut the cost, is in the battery. They're going to put the cheapest battery they possibly can in there. So I've got better batteries. It's the same type of battery that goes in my vape, so I got tons of those. But yeah, let's get on to the important part, shall we? Saturday. You know what that means. Come on, before I have to say it myself, what do you think that means? That means you pour a little out for the dead homies. And it's beer mosa time. Let's slam them down. I have got a lot of beer to get through tonight. I don't think I'm going to get through it all. Hopefully I'll have a visitor or something come through. We shall see. Looks like I'm getting a visit from Matt here. So I am going to go ahead and get off the camera, and we will see you next time. Hey guys, welcome back. It is the 5:10 update, 5:10 p.m. Saturday night, or Saturday early evening. Obviously the sun's still up. Currently it is 31 degrees here near Wittenberg, Wisconsin. I never know what city to pick because I'm like halfway in between Tigerton and Wittenberg. And sometimes my phone pulls up Bowler, which is also really close. But I fall back on Wittenberg because I think that's the closest. But again, I'm smack dab in the middle of all of them. But regardless, if I change the city, they're all relatively the same. 31 degrees. I am about to go get another bundle of firewood out of the Honesty Box grab and pay site that, not site, but station that Matt's made up by his place. Go check in on the boys processing the maple syrup too. That'll be cool. I should probably bring a couple beers with me. It's not DUI if you don't leave the property. If you don't hit a public road, taxpayer funded road, no DUI. So I'm all right to drive. Mini rant on the weather, and it's not on the weatherman this time. It's on the actual weather. And it's nothing I can control. I'm just going to complain for a minute, satirically. But this wind cannot make up its mind which way it wants to blow. I have moved my chair at least a dozen times, and every time I move it, the smoke goes right in my face. There's a scientific reason why smoke goes in your face when there's a group of people around the fire. It has to do with, oxygen feeding the fire and yada, yada, yada. But I'm only one person around the fire, so that scientific reasoning of why smoke goes in your face doesn't apply here. It's all wind. So I really wish I had a pair of goggles on me right now. I'd be wearing them just to keep the smoke out of my eyes. But so that was my mini rant. Like, wind, make up your mind. It's beautiful out right now. This is awesome. I got a fire going. I'm comfy as fuck. But yeah, just make up your mind. And now I've got to have a real good time tonight because I'm going to smell like 220 pounds of smoked bacon driving home, which means going to make the wife's car smell, which means I'm going to have to friggin' listen to it for a week about how the car smells like smoke. So I'm going to make it worth it. If I got to listen to complaining for a week, I'm going to party hard tonight. So whatever. Get up and go home tomorrow. Hopefully the wind straightens itself out. We'll see. Doesn't matter at this point. It is what it is. But we'll see in a couple hours. Welcome back, everyone. It is the 8:30 p.m. update. Actually 8:39, but give me a break. It is currently 29 degrees. Let's see if it helps if I block that out at all. All right, 29 degrees. And according to the weather app, this is as cold as it's going to get tonight. Scrolling through till when I'll be packing up and heading home tomorrow. I'm guessing 11 a.m.-ish. It's going to be in the mid-40s. So I already talked to Matt. I went by and picked up more firewood and hung out with the family for a bit. And I hate when I hit that button. But yeah, so I already talked to him. The roads are a little muddy when it's warm out here. Obviously, thaw, freeze, thaw, freeze, thaw. Things are a tad muddy. So I told him, hey, you're going to be around about noon tomorrow because you may need to drag me out of here to the main road. But we'll see how that goes tomorrow. I know he's good for it. I already know where the tow hook is on this car, so if it's got to come to that, it's got to come to that. And, it's all smooth. It's just really, really, really squishy. So definitely need a car wash tomorrow. That's in the works. Hell yeah on that one. But yeah, just chilling by the fire, listening to the tunes. Right now, before I started filming this, I got the Descendants I Don't Want to Grow Up album playing. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, if you haven't heard of the Descendants, you haven't listened to the Descendants, get on that. Really, what are you waiting for? So, but yeah, just gonna get back to chilling. Got more of those better cheddar sausages for dinner tonight, so I won't bore you with that when the time comes. But yep, here we are, winter camping. Not that big of a deal, not that extreme. Again, I'm doing a couple of hoodies this weekend. Like, no winter coat. Got my boots on this time around, but no winter coat. So, it's not that hard. See you in a minute. Alright, we're back here for the 11:30 update. Wind has died down a lot. I'm grateful for that. It's getting really tired of smoking my face, but like I said, 11:33 p.m. Let's check out the weather here really quick. Pull up the app. Switch the cities. Alright, so it wasn't supposed to get colder than 29, but it's down to 27. Whatever. Here's what it is. 27 to 29 in Fahrenheit is nothing. I can't even really tell the difference. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow looking at, it's up to a high of 50 tomorrow. So by the time I'm packing up and leaving, it's, mid 40s. Mid 40s. I won't even be awake until it's 40. Looks, according to the forecast, 40 at 10 a.m. Yeah, I'm going to sleep till at least 10. Matt doesn't chase me out of here at the checkout time, as you know from previous videos. But I'm still going to leave it a decent hour because I got to get home and I got to go back to that bullshit thing we call work tomorrow. Yeah. I'm the happiest I've ever been with a job, so don't get me wrong. Like, right now, I don't want to use the word I love my job, because, no, I don't love doing anything for 40 hours a week. I don't want to camp 40 hours a week. I don't want to watch Star Wars movies 40 hours a week. I don't want to do anything 40 hours a week. But, my wife likes living indoors, and I like to keep her happy, so, whatever, I'll work so we can pay rent. Don't know where that rant came from, but, it's over now. So, it's 11:30. I've been drinking now for good 10 hours, I think. But, time to start thinking about dinner. I got one more pile of firewood right over there. Not pile, but 4 or 5 more logs to burn. Then I'll be to bed and wake up tomorrow and continue on with life. We'll see you when we're in the tent. Alright, this will be the Saturday night, Sunday morning, however you care to look at it, 2 a.m. going to bed clip. Thought for a second that my little stovetop fan crapped out on me, which wouldn't surprise me. It's from Temu. But no, it got going. I got it going. But anyway, so that's kicking. See, Mr. Buddy heater and stovetop fan on top of it. But another great weekend here at 44 North, Margaret's Pond. I mean, can't really beat it. Music, beer, campfire. away from everything. That's how life goes. So, gonna make this one quick and wrap it up and say, see you in the morning when we get to go back to the good old rat race. See you tomorrow. All right, this will wrap it up here for another great weekend at 44 North. Remember, probably the most important camping rule when you pack up and you go home. Leave it as good, if not better, than when you found it. So the only thing that'll show that I was here will be my tire tracks driving out. Because who would have thought I'd be leaving 44 North in February in the mid-40s? I'm standing here filming this in a t-shirt, and I don't feel like I need to put a hoodie on at all. So yeah, this has been quite a weird winter camping season. I guess I gotta wait till next winter and hopefully get my ice fishing shanty out there in the middle of the pond. That's why I came back here twice. Had I known the weather would be like this, I probably would have stayed over at Red Pine or, Sugar Maple. Margaret's Pond isn't my favorite site here, but again, there's no bad sites here at all. All of them are great. All of them are awesome. I just have my favorites, as everybody else would. It's nice to get to Margaret's Pond in the wintertime. During the summer, it is a mosquito haven, so you really can't enjoy this site in the summertime, because with the pond, the mosquitoes are just, even the Thermacell and bug spray has a hard time holding them off. So this is a best suited for fall or winter site. But other than that, you see a few things out on the table, and that's basically just because the ammo box is my quote-unquote video equipment box, and obviously I'm making a video, so I'm using some of the stuff. So when I get done, I'll pack up my old phone and my little handheld selfie stick and my microphone, and then the ammo box goes into that bag there, and then that'll be it. I'll be packed up, done, and heading out. So thanks for joining me on another adventure. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And nothing in the works yet, but I am planning to get out in March. So this will probably officially wrap up my winter season, and we're going to head on into the spring season. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.